Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, race fans from all across the nation, welcome to the historic Darlington Raceway. Darlington Speedway, Darlington Raceway, right? Tonight, we're going to gather for a very, very special event here at one of NASCAR's most historic tracks. This is actually one of the oldest tracks It's actually back from 1950. I'm Big Al, your host, and I'm going to be joined in the booth by none other than Mr. Mark Joe. So what do I call you, Mark, Joe? What's going on, boss?
Not a lot, mate. Thanks for having me. Good to be here tonight and back at the Lady in Black. All the track that's too tough to tame.
Yes.
Gonna be interesting here tonight, Al. Only a small field, but some good racing to be had, I believe.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're going to have 11 cars, looks like, stacked up on the docket here tonight, getting ready to come and do battle. And you best believe those names that you threw out, man, those names are definitely pretty good at describing this beast.
Yeah, I've done a few races here, and there's really only one line around this joint, and and you've got to have a big set to run this place and run it where it needs to be run, right up against that outside wall.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we're definitely going to have to watch out for tonight because, like you said, plenty of asphalt down there, man, but just one narrow racing line. And that is going to lead to a whole lot of short patience here tonight. But hopefully, we'll be free of calamity. What do you think?
Yeah, look, with a small number of cars, we should see a plenty of green flag racing. Well, let's hope so anyway. I'm just looking at the cars out there at the moment. And the Toyota's definitely looking the car to be in tonight.
Well, yeah, is that what you think?
I think so. I'm just having a look there. Had a big wreck in the 3 and 4 in the last of the practice section.
Wow.
Yeah, look, the Toyotas just seem to be the cars that are settled here. Open setup, and it looks like they may have shared the whole the setup between the 3 or 4 of them.
Man, this booth is getting real small. I'm getting a little claustrophobic in here, Kobe. I'm gonna have to get this guy out of here. Maybe put him back down behind the wall. I can't get into a Toyota, man. This is a Mustang track, brother.
Well, I'm different again. I'm actually a Chev man, so.
Oh wow! Whereabouts in the world are you from?
I'm in Victoria, Australia, the land down under. So yeah, a long way from where this track is, but absolutely love this car.
Yeah, definitely. Going to go ahead and do the keys to the race here as warm-up is actually winding down. Hey, first one, a race of the track, not the drivers, right? This racetrack right here, you can't really focus on the guys that are around you. You got to focus on what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself up against the wall. Next, I'm going to be watching out for the pit road entry. Hopefully those pit stops will be done under the stage breaks, but we do have the probability of having a green flag pit stop. Hopefully that holds on, but drivers are definitely going to have to be aware and cognizant of that pit road entry. And last but certainly not least, you got to save those tires for the long run. Kind of goes back to what I was saying. 2 stages here tonight, 48 and 83. But then we're going to get to that long run, that longer run of the night. And drivers are definitely going to have to go back to the board and check their strategies, looking at the race facts here. Track configuration 1.31 miles in Darlington, South Carolina. The stages, like I said, 48 83. And the race itself ends at 2:29. 5 sets of tires, 4 over the wall. Fuel margin, they say 80 laps. I don't know, Joe. Sometimes those things are hard to go by. We got an air temp of 80 degrees with a track temp. Looks like it's going to be 86 degrees. Wind's going to be out of the north at 7 miles per hour under partly cloudy skies. That's all I know. What do you got for me, Mark?
Well, mate, they're saying 75 to 80 laps out of the tank, but really, as you said, the tyres are going to be the big one. I'm hearing they're only getting around 45 to 55 laps on a set of tyres. So these guys are really going to have to look after their tyres at this joint. As usual, very harsh on tyres.
Yep.
So it's interesting to see if anyone can and make these tyres last a stint and a half, you know. So, yeah, wait and see what this brings. As we see a car out on the track for qualifying.
Yep, that's Mark Sanchez in that 29 Chevrolet. But you're right, man. The new track, the new tire model is gonna play. It's gonna play hell on these guys. It's gonna be havoc. These drivers right now coming into this thing, I'm sure under the A opens, right? They probably didn't get a chance to have too many green flag laps. Well, with the first 2 stages, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to go green. And that means drivers are really going to have to hit it hard on that first stage in order to figure out just how hard they can push it for the tire sake, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely right. But also, by memory, the tyres are the inside tyres. The left side of the car works harder here than the right. So maybe someone may even try just a 2 tyre change and run that second set, that outside. For a double stint, but as you can see there, the 45, excuse me, of Bacon getting loose coming out of 3 and 4. That's another thing you've got to be careful here. Is turns 3 and 4, it gets really loose.
Yeah, the paperclip. If you could put the points back up there, Mark, why don't you run through the points for us there? They're on the board right now.
I can't really see it, mate. Sorry. So,
okay, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there on top of the board is Vincent Crowe. Vincent back tonight after a small hiatus. Seems like he's been gone for at least the last 3 weeks, but he's going to be back here tonight to continue his reign. Sean Signori, he's going to be in second place with Bacon Zelenka. He's going to be coming in third. Kenny Powell rounding out fourth, and Randy Drumhiller's in the top 5. Mark Sanchez 6th. 7th is Jay Haney. 8th place is going to be Greg Wachinski. 9th place is going to be David Gervais, and Jeremy Clapper-Newell rounds out the top 10. Woo! Getting ready to go racing here, man. Qualifying is doing its thing. Hey, quite a few drivers out there taking this up on the qualifying run. It looks like we got 5 cars out right now. 3 cars posted times. Mark Sanchez is going to be on top of the docket with a 28.761. Sean Signori coming in second there. Bacon and Sean, they're about 0.5 of a second between those two. I can pretty much guarantee we're going to have a good night tonight out of that. You got Randy Drumhiller right there. Oh, look, a new car's joined the field. It's the 5 of Greg Wachinski. Didn't see that coming, but yeah, definitely happy to see Greg here tonight.
How good's this at the moment, Al? We've got the 3 makes in the top 3. We've got a Chevrolet, Toyota, and Mustang, 1, 2, and 3. So look out. This is going to be interesting to see the difference between these all these makes tonight.
Yeah. But one of those guys that you're talking about, one of those guys is drunk tonight, and the other one's got bad credit. So looks like the 4 we get to choose from. Speaking of choices, let's go ahead and take a look at our choices, our picks for tonight here. I'll let you go ahead and start off there, Mark Joe. Who you got, my man?
I've got to take Bacon. Not that I really know a lot of them guys here, but I believe he's due for a win. So that's my choice tonight.
All right, he's going with the 45 of Bacon Zelenko over Big Al. I think I'm going to go ahead and roll in with the 29 of Mark Sanchez. Going to give it the old dirty go tonight. Dirty Sanchez, that's my dude. What about you there, Cobes? Who you picking?
Well, gentlemen, I enjoy your enthusiasm for the other two drivers, but I'm sure it's all in vain because I know for a fact that Sean Signori is going to finish this race on the top step.
All right. So two of those guys been drinking. Cool. Looking like this thing is shaping up to be a better start than I thought. It's like they got drugs. No, just kidding, man. This is going to be a race of attrition, and we were talking about this. Well, we weren't, but we're getting ready to. The paperclip, man. You know, it's just so unique. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that when we come back? When we come back, because right now we're going to step away. We're going to hear our national anthem. We'll be right back with the lineup and coverage of the night's event.
The night time is the right time. Remember what I told all my drivers? Reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time. Drivers, start your engines.
And we are back with continued coverage of the Knights Fall In 250. I'm your host, Big Al. Got Mark Johansson joining me in the booth. Jolo took a hiatus. He's not going to be here, but we are lined up, stacked up, ready to go. Let's run through the lineup real quick. On your pole here, Mr. Mark Sanchez getting it done. It's going to be probably his third pole of the year. Sean Signori sitting on his outside. Jay Haney takes over in third, and he'll have Bacon Zelenko on his outside in fourth. Fifth place is going to show Jay Collins. He's going to have Randy Drumhiller in the 44 car on his outside. Kenny Powell is going to be sitting in seventh with Jeremy Clapper-Newell qualifying in eighth. Greg Wachinski and Paul Osen round out the top 10 with David Gervais and Derek Jacobs completing this 12-car field here tonight. Lights off on the pace car. I'm seeing the 1 to green. Getting ready to kick this thing off here. Pretty excited about it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's going to be a great race. It's going to be interesting to see who takes off early and try and get a lead over the field with the small numbers. I'm just looking back through the field. I'm going to put a dark horse in here, and I'm going to put Derek Jacobs in there to cause an upset, even though I have picked Bacon. Keep an eye on him coming through the field from the back. He doesn't mind this track, so be interesting to see what he can do. But it's going to be interesting. As we can see, the sun is almost set, and we'll go on the lights very shortly.
The pace car's off and away, getting us through that Geico restart zone. Mark Sanchez got him stacked up. Here we come right now, waiting on the flag. 5-4. Where is it? There it is. Green flag's out, and he is off and away. Drag race going into turn one. Sanchez clear by a nose. by 2 car lengths right there. Whoa, big checkup going into one. That's going to be Sean Signori, but he had nowhere to go but around Mark Sanchez. Now, Signori out front, he's going to be racing. Got cars down the backstretch. Paul Osen getting out of the way. I think he is elected to not be a part of the mayhem right there. But just like that, I think we're going to get one in the books. That's right, lap 1 complete. Whew,
that's a good start. We've got 1 lap under our belt, only another 228 to go. But everyone now is looks like they've dropped in the single file. We've already seen a few cars while you were focusing on the front markers there. I was watching the back markers. Already a few of them got that lovely the racing line down the right hand side from touching the wall.
Yeah, man, definitely just watching this thing, Sean. Oh, got a car going to be sideways. That's the 27. That's going to be Derek Jacobs. No caution right now, though. He is still down on the inside. Hopefully we'll be able to get that thing pointed back in the right direction. But Derek is definitely going to be a little worse for wear. So we're watching to see if he can get that thing back up to speed and just how much it's going to take to get it back on this side of the wall. Watching that on the replays coming on your screen right here. And you'll see right there, Derek just goes and kind of goes around on him. You know, when she steps out on you like that, really, you just kind of along for the ride. But, hey, way to go. He kept it off of everything. Looks like he's going to be able to continue racing here tonight. Just going to probably want him a set of fresh tires.
Yeah, but he's going to have to make that set of tires last because, as we said, we've only got 4 sets over the wall. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does come down pit lane to take a fresh set of tires. The other problem with coming down the lane like it's early, we've seen another one's big sideways action.
That's great.
Yeah, the other problem now is coming down the pit lane this early, you're going to see it go a lap down very quickly here, and it's going to make a very hard night racing.
Yeah, Derek's just got to stay out there and take his licks, and hopefully he can keep that car on the lead lap. You know, we'll be watching this thing going through the first stage. First stage is going to be 48 laps, though. We only got 5, so definitely going to be a long run for him here tonight. Also, the 49 car seems to kind of falling back a little bit. That's going to be Jeremy Clapper Newell as we're starting to stretch this thing out just a little bit. Got a 5-car breakaway up front.
Yeah, and we just see that 24 of Kenny Powell just touching that outside wall coming out of turn 3. Again, this is going to be a big thing. If you get into that outside wall too much, it's going to rearrange that right side of the car, and it's not going to be very healthy for you.
Just continuing to watch this thing. Sean doing everything that he can, but Mark Sanchez now starting to reel him in just a little bit. We're watching also Kenny Powell's getting passed up for position. I do believe that was the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. Actually, no, that was the 44 of Randy Drumhiller. Randy had a new skin tonight. Not used to seeing him in anything other than orange. But this is the first time I actually have ever seen Randy Drumhiller in a car other than orange. So that's different. They're trying to trick Big Al up over here. Derek definitely, though, he's got his hands full as he is trying to do everything he can to stay on the lead lap. He's not going to want to go a lap down this early.
And with a small field like this, it's highly unlikely that we will see a caution anytime soon. And as long as he can just stay, if he does drop down a lap, he'll get his lap back if he stays out in the first stage, end of the first stage. So that's one good thing about stage racing. It closes the field back up. But the lead 5 cars now have got a nice little gap over the rest of the field. And it's still Mark Sanchez leading the race here tonight at Darlington.
Actually, it's Sean Signor. Sean's gotten by Mark. Yeah. Mark.
Yeah, he has too.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do his diligence to try to catch up to Sean. But Sean actually, he beat him on that drag race. They're going around that second lap, and has been out front ever since. Wojcinski now at the tail end of that lead lap pack, and I do believe Jacobs is going to go at least one lap down. I don't see how he could possibly prevent from going a lap down at this point. Oh, watching the 43, he kind of got a little happy there. What is that? That's Greg Wojcinski. Looks like Greg's probably going to be parking it here tonight.
Derek's put on the right thing. He realised he's going to go a lap down, so he's just pulled down onto that infield and giving these lead cars a clear run around the outside. Well done to Derek there for thinking ahead of the group.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Derek's no stranger to that, so he kind of has that system.
We do have someone in pit lane. I don't know.
That's the 5 of Greg Wojcinski.
Yeah.
Greg, I think he got a little loose one too many times and has elected to go ahead and just park that thing. I do not suspect that he will be returning to the race surface tonight. So that right now is going to be one car that's going to be gone.
So I've got to ask you a little bit of trivia for everyone that's watching Big Al. Since 1950, since the first race, can you tell me who won the first race and how many cars actually started that race?
Man, that was I believe that was Buddy Chesterfield when we come out here that one Saturday before. Buddy won that race.
I know, back in 1950, mate.
Yeah, I have no clue.
75 cars actually took the check. We're just watching there, Sean, up into the wall on the outside there of 3 and 4. Doesn't look like it's done too much damage, but that's now given the opportunity for the 29 to get back underneath and have a good dig at that race lead again. So back in, as we say, back in 1950 was the first race, Southern 500. 75 cars took the green flag, and the Jimmy Martez won the race in an old Plymouth, mate.
Plymouth.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I believe he won it by not changing tyres.
Yeah, because back in those days, they actually had to drive the car to the track, and a lot of times they would end up racing in the tires that were on the car. Until much later, where guys actually figured that they could actually use bi-spot tires and trailer tires to actually get a longer life out of them.
Mm-hmm. There's a bit of smoke there. I missed actually what happened. But everyone seems to be still rotating, so yeah.
Got another car on the other side of the wall. That's going to be the 27 of Derek Jacobs.
That would be the smoke that we've seen.
There it is.
The 88
that was the 88 of David Gervais. Man, Sean's got to keep it going right now.
Just trying to get a look down that right side of his car. It doesn't look like there's been too much damage from the couple of times he's touched the wall, so that'll be good for him.
just watching this thing right now. Lap times really are starting to fall off quite a bit. Just under a second, looking like 0.8 of a second across the board, mostly. You know, that coupled with the fact that we've only got 22 laps into this thing, so we're not even yet halfway through stage one. Hopefully we'll get to a point, I do believe, where the tire wear just will kind of stagnate, where it'll drop off.
It's been a steady gap now that Sean has got himself back up and running at a steady pace. The gap between Sean and Mark has stayed around the 0.42, 400ths of a second. So that's all nice and stabilised now. And then in third place, Jay Collins, that's stabilised at around the 400th of a second mark too. So 1, 2, and 3 are just holding station at the moment. We are coming up to a lapped car. So we'll see if this lap car does the right thing like Derek did. That'll be the 88 of David Revel. See there, Big Al, coming down the front straight. That sun is really going to start to play havoc shortly, being straight in the driver's eyes. Thankfully, we have only a small field, and it's not going to be too bad where you're trying to see lap cars and racing cars around you.
Yeah, indeed. Right now, though, you can definitely feel that David Gervais is going to have that creeper on his back, because he's not going to want to go a lap down. Because he understands as well that there's only going to be one lucky dog, and there's a pretty good probability that the 43 is going to go a lap down as well. So it's getting pretty hectic down there. What do you think?
This is definitely going to not be good, because David's just held up Mark, so that's allowed Sean to get a little bit more of a gap now. That gap's now out to 700th of a second, so that's definitely helped Sean get that little bit more of a gap, and he's now dropped back into in front of fourth place. So David's not doing much helping much of these guys that are on that lead lap.
Well, I understand. Oh, the 45 gets into the wall pretty hard, bounces back off. Got a little tight right there around the 88, but that's going to leave a mark, man. I don't care how you look at that. These cars just aren't designed to take that kind of a shot. But, you know, I understand why the 88 didn't move down for the 29 of Mark Sanchez. I mean, they're teammates. You don't want to help that guy. He's the last guy you want to help out, right?
That's right. If you're going to beat anyone, you've got to beat your teammate.
Yeah, make it make sense, please.
Although I just thought, watching now, Mark's actually closed that gap back up again. So that Chevrolet is definitely got some go-go in it, and that's also pulled that Mustang of Jay Collins along with him. So it's closing back up at the front again.
You know, sometimes I would just say that, you know, it's hard for you to pace yourself when you're out there by yourself. So, you know, maybe Sean's just kind of backing it back, rolling it back a little bit. We still got quite a few laps to go here in stage one, you know. 17 laps to go here before this stage is in the books. It's been a long stage.
been a long stage, and we can just see there that drag link on the right hand side is now starting to bottom out on around that turn 1 and 2 for Sean. You see some sparks coming off the right hand corner as the sun starts to get down.
Yeah, sun's definitely
Big loose in the background. The 45 of Bacon was very crossed up there, but he was able to keep it going and retain his place in 5th place.
Mark Sanchez all over the back bumper now, Sean Signori. Not sure what took place with Sean, but now he definitely has company, and that's going to make for these last 15 laps or so seem very interesting. The 5 of Greg Wojcinski also back on the track right now. Man, that crow that I cooked up for myself tastes really good right now. The car that you see just off the nose of the leader is going to be the 43 of Paul Olsen. As Mark Sanchez now going to be trying to dive down to the inside. He's going to be trying to make a move on the leader there. So the inside right there is coming up to the door. Sanchez is going to be trying to race off the line, but it looks like our leader's just going to have a little bit too much now coming down in, going through 3 and 4. Sanchez trying to set up again. Jay Collins got a little squirrely right there as well. Now Sanchez lining up. Is he going to have enough? Seems like he might have lost a little bit of his mojo on that last lap, but he is still digging in there, trying to reel in that leader now, doing everything that he can. Oh, Jay Collins hard into the wall. Jay Collins going to be off the pace.
Cars will only take so much of that knocking on that outside wall, and then we may see a tyre go pop or some other damage. Again, just in the background, Bacon hard into that wall.
Indeed. Paul Olsen going to get down in a way. He's going to go another lap down. Or is that just one? I think Paul is 1 lap down.
Paul's just gone down. Yeah, he's just gone his lap down. So we've got 2 drivers, Paul Olsen and David 1 lap down. Derek Jacobs 6 laps down. Jeremy Clipper Newell 7 laps down, and Greg Wasinski 19 laps down. So that leaves us with 7 cars on the lead lap, Al.
Yeah, man. I'm going to hold off on my predictions there, how many cars we're going to have on the lead lap. I'm not going to give that to you just yet, but we are 10 laps to go here at the stage at the line.
I do remember, I can't remember what year it was, but a Daytona 500, there was one car that finished on the lead lap. Every other car was a lap down, at least 1 lap.
Yeah, that used to be a commonplace, man, especially before stage racing, and that's one of the reasons why they elected to go to the stage, because otherwise you wouldn't have but maybe 4 or 5 cars on the lead lap at the end of the race.
I don't know. There's good points in stage racing and bad points. Me personally, I'm one for it. I know that there's some more people down here in the land down under that doesn't like stage racing, but I think it's a good thing to break it up and just give everyone a chance to get back and take the big into the outside wall.
I thought you were going to say give everybody a trophy.
No.
Green flag racing continues here. Sean still getting it done. Mark Sanchez kind of dialed in on them. These 2 guys were really running similar lap times, though, although I must admit Sanchez is just a little bit faster. Sanchez not being able to complete the deal, though, not being able to get the pass, and that's what you said. This track is hard to pass.
Yeah, it really is. I'm just looking at the times. Sean at 30.4, Mark Sanchez at 30.5, and that time Jay was the quickest around with a 30.3. So as you said, Al, they are running very much similar times. So we'll start to see tyres drop off. We've been 40 laps into this stage now, 8 laps remaining in stage 1.
Honestly, I thought it would have been more. That's not great tire fall off. And we're still only around 5 to 6 tenths of a second. So yeah, I thought it would be a lot worse than that.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think they're really pushing all that hard. They're pushing, but not as hard as I believe they could be pushing, and that's because of the small numbers in the field. These 4 now at the front have just got themselves into a rhythm and just going to keep going until stage 1. I think the last stage is where we're going to see the boxing gloves come off and really have a go.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I always say, you have to be available at the end of this thing in order to have a chance to win it. So a lot of guys out there right now going through stage 1, just kind of hammering away at it. But you know what? Here in a couple of laps, stage 1's going to be done. We'll get a chance to regroup. They'll go back down the pit road. They'll make some adjustments. Some of them, brought the wrong chick to the dance. So they'll be back there trying to swap out. Oh, big problems there. Jay Haney gets into the 29 of Mark Sanchez. That also collected Jay Collins. So just like that, that's 3/4 of your lead field involved in that skirmish. And look, we still have 4 laps to go for the caution for the stage. That right there had huge playoff implications, man. We just shook up the Coca-Cola.
Just went back and had a look at that just briefly, and you can see there's really nothing in it. Just cars got loose and just able to keep driving through and straighten each other up. So that was one good thing.
Yeah, Bacon, though, he's just rearing out those fenders on the outside, and you can see definitely he is slowing back now. Damage starting to take its toll. 2 laps to go before the stage is in the books. Sean Signor still your leader. He has now been able to stretch that lead out just because of an incident that took place. So just shows how quick things change right here. 1 second you're racing, trying to be right up into the next second, you go from second to all the way down to 5th place. Sanchez is probably going to have damage to replace as well, so he's going to be wanting to have a solid pit stop. The checker should be out now. This is going to be a little cray-cray because Derek Jacobs is your 10th place car. He's 6 laps down. So Paul Olsen and David Gervais are also 9th and 8th, and they're both a lap down. So I'm assuming that the caution will drop once Bacon Zelenka crosses the line. But right there, that's going to put Sean Signori as your stage winner. So as long as he keeps it pointed in the right direction, waiting on the caution.
Yeah, if he's we're using iRace control, I think I had this problem once when I was running the overleague.
Sean, don't give up. You got to keep running. You got to run you got to race to the checker, to the caution, guys. Race to the caution. If you can hear me, race to the caution. Where is that caution? There's a contact. That is the worst thing that could have happened right there. Still no caution. Stage not over yet. Yeah, but you got to race until the flag. There it is. There's the stage flag. Sean Signor, Jay Hooney making contact there. Wow, not good. You got the race to the flag. Sean Signori, Jay Haney in 2nd, Jay Collins 3rd. Mark Sanchez coming across in 4th. Kitty Powell 5th. 6th place, Randy Dripmiller. 7th place, Baker Zelenka. Paul Olsen in 8th. 9th place, David Gervais. Derek Jacobs rounds out the top 10. We'll be right back. Get a word from our sponsors. We'll see you just soon. Hey, we're back. Remember, like, subscribe, ring that bell. We need all the help that we can get. Come on. I feel like I'm going to be out there ringing that little Salvation Army bell here. Come on, help out the commentators in need. Lights off on the pace car. We got them stacked up again. Wow, that ending. Controversial. That's the word that I'll use. Definitely going to be some tempers flying. Not going to be able to put that one to bed. Still got guys trying to make it to the back of the field. Watching on Osen, Gervais, Wachinski, Drumhiller. These guys will be coming in hot. Space car's down in the way. Jay Haney going to be leading us through that Geico restart zone. Green flag's out. Mark Sanchez, solid drag run there. He's going to be trying to get up to the outside of the 19 of Haney. Sanchez now with a little bit of an edge coming off the line. He's going to clear Haney, no problems. Mark Sanchez back up front. He's going to be your leader. Watching Jay Collins right now. Jay not under full power right there. That's going to cause him problems as you're watching the 7 of Sean Signori roll right underneath him. Kenny Powell finds himself hop against the wall. He's going to be battling with the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. Bacon smashing that wall a couple of times earlier today. So good to see that he got his car actually fixed and pointed back in the right direction. But the story right now is the 29 of Mark Sanchez. I mean, he qualified on the pole, didn't get his lap to lead. Right at the end of the stage, kind of makes incidental contact for like the third time in the stage. And now Mark is out front, and he is running away with it. Just a little bit of a comfortable lead for him. And he's going to have to do just that because Sean Signori is fighting his way back through the crowd. And you best believe once he catches up to the 19 of Jay Haney, these two right now, they are not seeing eye to eye. I think this is going to be that cat fight that's going to go on all night. We're going to be watching these two guys. I'm the soap opera guy. I'm bringing the drama right there between these two, right there. See, right there. What you think?
It's definitely going to be gloves off this stage for these two. After the finish there, and Sean definitely just dropping back a little bit there. That Mustang's got a little bit more oomph through the turns, and he closes that Toyota back up down the straights. So the big story is Mark Sanchez out front and has a nice little gap of half a second over the second place.
Yeah, that's good for Mark. He'll actually be able to get out front, running that clean there for a while, dictate the terms of this engagement. You know, so many times Mark has actually been back, and when you're in second, third, fourth place, you don't really get to call the shots. You're kind of chasing the tail of the guy in front of you. But right now, Mark's got a fast car he brought to the race here tonight, and I think if between him and Sean, it's gonna be a little bit of a dogfight here to see who's actually going to win this thing.
But it's good to see all three mates up there in that top three. As we said, you're a Mustang man and I'm a Chev man. But it's Chevy from Mustang from a Toyota at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, we're still rolling on right here. And that's the good thing. 58 laps done so far. 83 laps for this stage to be done. Tire fall off really wasn't that big of a deal, so I think we're going to be okay till we get into that last stage there, and then we'll be interested to see just how guys are going to pull it off. Now, they were actually able to run hard, in my opinion, for the first stage. The second stage, even shorter. You know, I don't see any guys out there trying to make drastic pit maneuvers. So I think the plan is going to be just to follow status quo right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you change your set of tyres at the end of stage two? I mean to say, my theory is I'd throw another set of tyres, another can of fuel in it, and come back out, and or do you do just two tyres and fuel?
Ooh, yeah, they could have did that. Looking at the stall times. Yeah, everybody took at least 4. Derek Jacobs was in for 2 seconds. Jeremy Clapper Newell was in for 10.2, but those were not in conjunction with everyone else. But across the board, 14.2 seconds, the fastest stop of all. The longest for Bacon at 50.2 seconds. So that should answer questions about whether or not he had damage.
Yeah, just looking at the best times, we got a new fastest lap of the race, and that goes to Jay Collins with a 29.031. So this new set of tyres has given Jay some decent run in the 46 car.
Yeah, whatever adjustments he made there at the break, a couple of those things together with a shorter pit stage, I think he could go out and be Superman right now. And this is going to be about the only time that you're actually going to be able to do that. This stage it's already going to be 30 some laps. So yeah, this is the fast stage.
Yeah, this is definitely the quick stage now.
Oh, Sean Signori going to be around sideways, sliding down the backstretch. He's going to keep it off the wall, going to burn out that set of Goodyears, though. That had the makings to be something that was a lot worse than that. And he's still not out of the woods yet, as he is chasing the tail of that 7 Mustang. He must have grabbed the mane because he dang sure lost the tail.
Looking at the replay there, that's just stepped on him. He's just absolutely snapped on him and sent him infield, and that's hurt him now and right back down to the rear of the field.
Yeah, he's back in the rear of the field, but he's not out of this yet. He can still battle back, and even with those tires are flat spotted there, at least it's towards the end of a shorter stage. Right now, 65 laps in the books, 83 is where we're going. He is still going to be able to get back there and battle it on, man. Go, Signor. Go, Signor. Signor.
So now we got 2 Mustangs against the Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. We're going to figure that out. Greg Wojcinski back down pit road here for the second time here tonight. Not sure what's going on with that 5 ride down. But like I said, he came out here and was just not – somebody installed a not fun seat, and he has been sitting in it and wore it out, and they don't have a fun seat, unfortunately, to put in that car tonight. So I think it's just going to be not fun.
Unfortunately for Greg, he's 18 laps down now, and you're going to see him go further down.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez right now starting to lose his comfortable lead. Jay Haney is starting to reel him in, and he's got Jay Collins giving chase. So this right here is going to get interesting, as this battle for the lead is what we're going to be looking at here momentarily. Looking at the racetrack across the surface, I really don't see any other battles. But I tell you what, these 3 right here, they're going to make it sporty.
Definitely look like the Mustangs here in this stage of as we've settled in. They've become quicker as the stage goes on. So whatever adjustments they've made is definitely better for the long run.
Indeed. That's why you stick with the Fords. Sorry. Okay, I'm not going to say anything else about Fords tonight, all right? I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to call the race. I'm not going to be biased. Got another car coming down pit road right now. I could not get a look at that car. That's the 27 Derek Jacobs. He's going to be doing his thing. Not sure what's going on with the 27. He is on the wrong pit road. Now he just took a toe. Yeah, I was like, he's on the wrong pit road. Yeah, they're just definitely having a hard time here. But Mark Sanchez, he's not. Mark's got it dialed in, and he is feeling good. He is out front right now, enjoying a very small lead. 0.2 of a second, but he still has a lead.
Just looking further back there, Al, in P4, we've got Kenny Powell in the Toyota 24 car. He's actually closing in on these three leaders, and he's closing in at great knots.
That could be problematic. Because if Kenny's coming, I guarantee you he's got a caution in that car somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. Get him, Kenny. I was actually going to pick Kenny to win this thing tonight.
Just looking further back in P5, the Mustang of Bacon, just looking at the front nose of him, he's got some damage on that right front, so keep an eye on that. No tyre damages are being done while he's rolling around here with that nose damage.
Yeah, instead of being the main and tail guy, he's like the mistakes and bad decisions guy tonight, because that car's just beat the heck up. That poor pony. Somebody needs to put that pony down. But we're still gonna roll with Bacon, man. We're still picking this dude. We're gonna stay faithful, right? You're a military guy yourself, right?
Yep.
What are you? Army, Navy, Air Force? What do you got there?
I was silly enough to do both, Navy, Army.
Oh wow, Navy, Army, wow. Man, I served with you guys with your army over in Afghanistan. You guys pretty awesome.
I was there.
Oh yeah, where were you at?
I was in Kandahar.
Oh, me too, mate. For a short bit of time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at there. You and me together sitting in the same booth in the same box.
You know, I did 12 years Navy and 10 years Army.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for yours, and thank you for all our brothers and sisters in the military.
Yeah,
across both countries.
Yeah, it is. It's something. Mark Sanchez, though, still doing his thing. He's got Jay Haney not being able to close the gap. Jay still seems to have lost just a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Jay Collins.
Yeah, Jay Collins has just dropped off the back there in third. And same with Kenny Powell. He's now dropped off a little bit further back from third place. We're coming down now to complete lap 77 of the race. So not long and we'll see, be back on the caution for our end of the second stage.
Yeah, hopefully second stage will go a little bit smoother than the first. That's what we're counting on. Especially for the guys up front. They're not wanting to have the calamity that ensued after the lack of the first caution flag on the second run. I think that's probably something Kenny's going to address in the driver's meeting next time, just so that everybody's on the same page. Stage 2 shortly going to be in the books here. Going to be lap 80 at the line. Watching your leaders. Still got 4 cars that are being scored not on the lead lap. David Gervais going to be scored 1 lap down. Then you have Jeremy Clapper Newell at 6. Derek Jacobs at 17. And Greg Bortinski minus 20. But the good news is all of those guys are still in the race. Except for Derek Jacobs. I just see that the 27 is no longer a part of the fray.
Yeah, he's just pushed the car beyond the fence and called it a night.
Totally understand that. 2 laps to go here. Mark's just got to keep doing what he's doing for a little bit longer. and he'll get himself a stage win. Sanchez really getting heated up here towards the end of the season. I'm not going to say it's too little too late. I'm just saying Sanchez really getting heated up here towards the end of the season. Hopefully he can take that momentum with him towards the playoffs, and he could actually pull himself off a championship.
Be good. We can just see now that Jay's starting to close up again on Mark. So it looks like he's just backed off and given that set of tyres a little bit of a rest, and now going to have a run towards the end of the stage.
Yeah, he's going to have to run those tires hot just to catch Sanchez. Sanchez showing no signs of slowing down, and he did just take 83. So be waiting intently here to see this caution flag fly. Hopefully he won't have to make it all the way back around, but that is the end of the stage for all intents and purposes. Waiting on the caution. Waiting on the caution. Sanchez going to lead it back around one more again. Keep pushing, Mark. Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Definitely got to keep running. So I've just had the pit lane close come up. So
There
it is.
There she is. There's that caution we were all looking for. Mark Sanchez, your stage 2 winner. Jay Haney coming in second. Jay Collins coming in third. Kenny Powell fourth. Big as a Linka in fifth. Randy Drumhill 6th. 7th place, Sean Signori, Paul Osenave, David Gervais in 9th, and Jeremy Clapino in the top 10. We'll be right back once again.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back. Lights off on the pace car. We got them stacked up, double up. Just got a couple cars still trying to race around and get to the back of the field. And then we're going to be going green. And this green flag right here, this one, Mark, is going to go deep into it. So hopefully if it's indicative to the first two stages of the third stage, everything should work out, and we should actually be able to get green flag pit stops, right?
Yeah, we should be just on some magic numbers. So the magic number for guys to get home on fuel is 154, but the magic tire number is 184. So it's going to be interesting. Although our tyres deg hasn't been as bad.
Sanchez bops the start. Sorry. Jay Henny's going to get by on the outside. Mark Sanchez caught sleeping, and he was the guy that was actually supposed to lead the charge. Unfortunately, the entire field rippled behind him. And guys, once you start off a race like that, who knows how this thing is going to actually shake itself out. You're watching Bacon Zelenka now. He is using his momentum to get by the 24 car. Sanchez went from being the guy in the hot seat to the guy in the not seat. As for whatever reason, he did not get the call. Watching this one car also come back down on the inside. And like you said, Mark, this is going to be the tail of the tape. This is that long run. You know, the momentum, though, the setting it up. Wow, what went wrong?
He just looks like he was caught sleeping. Don't know if he was in the wrong gear or what it was. He just completely missed that start.
Yeah, indeed he did. So 49 of Jeremy Clapper Newell. He is coming down pit road. I'm assuming that Jeremy might have gotten himself a black flag situation, and I'm surprised if he'd be the only one.
Not seeing anything come up for him. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Something's going on. I don't see why he would come right back down pit road again. We'll be watching. We'll let you know exactly what's taking place with my man. He should not be changing tires. He should not be taking fuel.
He hasn't done anything in pit lane. He's just sitting there at the moment. I would say that he has got himself a stop go, a 40-second stop go.
And that's going to cost him a couple of laps minimum. He's already 7 laps down. He just went 1 lap down. He'll be coming out in front of the leaders, and he'll be trying to do everything he can to keep Haney from reeling them in. And now he's going to have to show tremendous speed. And oh, man, I always lose my words now. I'm getting old. He's going to have perseverance. He's going to have longevity. He's going to have stamina. These are the words that his pit crew is going to be telling him. They're going to be saying, conserve the drive.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not
down pit road. Not sure what this is about. Paul needs to get back off of pit road because, Paul's in contention here. He's having a solid points run. Oh, and he just disconnected. He gone. I guess, okay. He'll finish for the top 10, hopefully. Sean Signori getting by Jay Collins. Sean's going to move up into the 2nd spot. And that's not good news for Mr. Jay Haney because Sean's coming. And he is on a mission. He has got that thing dialed in. He's got fresh tires now. Oh, no. Didn't Sean just crash out, or was that the last stage? Yeah, that was the last stage. Sean been having a very colorful night here tonight. We'll just say that.
Yeah, he got mixed up in that stuff at the end of the first stage and a clean second stage. But we can see there the 46 Jay Collins right up on the rear bumper now, coming through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and then if you look right there behind those guys, just a little bit in the fray, that's going to be that 29 car Mark Sanchez. He's going to be getting her back up to going here, trying to get back up to first place. He had a fast car. He kind of got caught sleeping. Now here he is. He's got that Chevrolet in the wind, and he knows he can actually get up front, man. And I'm going to tell you what, if anything, he has beaten himself up about the position that he put himself in. But he has got to get himself out of that position. His pit crew didn't put him there. his crew chief didn't put him there. He did, man. And a lot of times as the driver, you feel that, so I'd imagine those guys aren't talking on the radio a lot, and they're just letting him focus on what he's got to do to get out of the hole that he does.
Yeah, that's sometimes the best thing to do is just let the driver just do what he has to do and really concentrate. So definitely going to be interesting when we get to that to those magic laps. As I said, for fuel it's 154, but our tyres there, we haven't seen as big degradation in tyres as we thought we were going to see tonight out. But the magic number there is 154.
Yeah, but you say that, but now we're sitting here looking at, a full tank of gas. You get it?
Yeah.
It was different when somebody was going to throw the flag for us before we ran this thing out of gas, so we never let the tires become an issue. But now we got that full tank of gas. Guys are going to be looking for that 80. That's the number that they want to see. They're not going to want to see that driver anywhere before 80, and he's going to want to come at 53, and they're going to be like, no, don't come down here. You have got to make this thing stick, because most of the teams are going to want to make it a one-stop race. And you've done a few calculations. We can do it in one stop. But the question is going to be, that lane run question is, how are the tires going to hold up?
Looking at the weather, the temperature, I've made a boo-boo and changed it back. 26 to 8 degrees is the track temperature at Celsius at the moment. So still fairly warm out there on track.
Yeah, indeed, man. And that sun setting in South Carolina doesn't change a single thing, because that red dirt that this track was dug out of is still right there baking underneath this track. So you can best believe it's hot on the street. It's hot in the seats, man, and it's just muggy. You just feel like you're just going to get mugged. But, man, green flag race continues. We're watching this down here. Now we got the 49 car. He is kind of back up off the pace just a little bit, letting these guys go by. That's going to be Jeremy Clapper Newell. What? Yeah, he is really off the pace right now. Not sure what's going on with the 49, but we're watching him. '49 car down pit road.
I'm just keeping an eye on him to see if he does any changes or.
Man, is he gonna make it all the way down there? Is he gonna park it at somebody else's? But he's coming in pretty slow, like he tore up daddy car or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just started looking at the right side of the car there. It doesn't look like there's any much damage, unless there's some damage down the left side.
Oh, the 45 also finding himself in a little bit of a snag snare, but he is actually on the track, so that is not good for the grab the mane and the tail. Might want to go back and take a look at that one on the replay here, see if we can't uncover what happened. There you're seeing that, and he goes around right there. Kept it from hitting anything, but unfortunately that's not gonna do any wonders for his tire conservation situation.
So I'm going to say the 49 needed a personal stop, because he's just come in the pit lane and he's pulled up and got out of the car very quickly, and he's now back out on the track and coming back up to speed. So I think he's done a what we call a Greg Murphy.
Murphy. 45's down pit road now. He's going to be coming to get some love. Not sure how much damage he did to that car, but I'm going to say it's got to be pretty significant if he's going to risk going a lap down this early in the stage. And I don't think this is a track where you're going to be, no one's banking on a caution here. We're just too spread out, too few cars.
He's pulled into his pit box. Definitely close.
You know, he's got a set to give. I can't blame him for that. He totally flat spotted that set that he had. Not going to get any faster at those, not going to have any fun. Come on down, change him out. And go back out there and try to make it better. He's still down pit road, dude. I wonder if he's getting damage fixed at this point. Because the clock keeps ticking.
I can tell you the car's turned off right now. So I would say he's getting damage done, or he's even thinking about putting it behind the fence for the night.
No, I think he's getting damage fixed because I'm just sitting here watching it, you know, and he's beat the crap out of that car tonight. So yeah, he's probably gonna have to give Mama a date night, you know.
Yep, definitely.
Talk nice to it.
But right now, at the moment, with 120 laps remain, and we have the car, the Ford Mustang of Jay Haney. Sorry, I'm just looking for his name a bit far away. His last lap was the 29.5. So the times have dropped off a little bit more, almost 800th of a second off his best lap. So we're starting to see some tyre wear now, Al.
Yeah, indeed, man. And unfortunately, these guys are losing the ability to pace themselves because it's just been so sporadic through the field. I mean, where you got the 19-7 and Mark Sanchez with Jay Collins behind him, and then you'll chase back further to get to the 44, and then you'll have Kenny Powell behind him, and you go back even further to get to the 88 of David Gervais. And that's where the good news ends. You know, after that, it just starts bad news. So hopefully at least David will be able to get his stuff kicked in gear. The 45 still behind the pit wall.
He's now 5 laps down, so that's his race done and dusted. We got to start looking at one of these. I would say one of these top 4 guys, Jay, Sean, Mark, or Jay Collins. I wouldn't even rule out Randy. He's currently sitting in 5th spot, so keep an eye out for these guys. But this Mustang out front looks like the one to beat right at the moment.
Yeah, but he's still having a good year. And 4 of them right now, but when those 4 good years turn to bad years, we'll see how he fares, because he's still going to have to stay out there, you know, for a couple more what it's going to seem like centuries.
Yeah,
that's going to be the story.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Who can make the marshmallow last longer?
And even the handling, because I think once we start getting over that hump and we start getting into the 50s and 60s on the tire wear, I think the probability of a caution is going to increase as well.
But we can see the 19 now starting to take that real Darlington race line up high down the back straight and mid corner through 3 and 4, and then running that high line in 1 and 2. So back to the standard racing line now around here, really trying to preserve those tyres.
Save the tires. Tire conservation. That's going to be what everybody's talking about all night, because that's going to be what wins this thing.
Well, say, Sean now has dropped. Is back now 1.6 seconds to the race leader. So he's really backed off, and I would say the way he's backed off so quick, it's not the tyre. I think he's just trying to preserve those tyres now, trying to get that full tank run out of these tyres.
Well, he'll have to decide what he's going to do because the 29 car is going to be behind him. So Mark is going to have to, like, can he afford to slow down with the 7 car? Does he have to run his own race? This is what we were saying. What did we say? We said race the track, not the drivers, right? That was one of the keys to the race. So you can't get caught up on what everyone else is doing. You simply have to race your own race. So
100%
Sanchez
correct.
definitely, he's going to be trying to get around the 7 here. Hopefully Sean doesn't give him too hard of a time. Sanchez slingshots by. Oh, and Sanchez. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
A little bit of a lav tap.
like, dude, what? Do better. Sean's a commentator. I'm gonna have to commentate on that. I mean, I don't even know what to say about what just happened there. Sorry about that.
So just why we were watching that, Bacon, the 45 car is back out on track, and you're 100% right. Out he stayed in there and got that car completely repaired. The nose of it's now back in the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and I think he did that just for the fun part, the fun aspect. It's no fun to go out there and drive a beat up car that can't maintain the pace. So you go back in, you sit down, you take your time, get her fixed up, come back out, then you can actually have fun. You don't get sore doing this. You might get a little stiff, but you'll be all right.
Well, he'll still get a top 10 finish, even though he'll end up 12 laps down. Although he should be able to get a few laps back through. Oh, and as I say that, he drifts it around 1 and 2.
Go tires. Oh, wow. And I was watching Mark Sanchez, man, and he had actually built up to get all the way up, and he passed Sean for second place, and then Sean took him out. So now Sanchez is back once again, tumbling out of a deficit.
So that gap now between first and second is now out to nearly 6 seconds now. What has happened here? Has these tyres really got to the point and have dropped off, or are they just doing what we said, race the track, not the other drivers?
Sanchez right now is going to find himself in a tight situation as he is trying to get by Mr. Collins. And passing here has not been easy. These guys are not yielding. No one is just kind of like letting you roll with it. Everybody's keeping their pace, but they're not necessarily keeping their distance.
Finally got that pass made.
Yeah, Sanchez now back up to third place. And the 19 is literally running away with this thing. So he is totally going to dictate the pit stops. This race has been pretty on it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I mean to say, even with the small numbers, there's been some great racing, and it's not now. It's only now that we've really got a gap between the top drivers, where we now have Jay out to now 7-second gap over P2.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what's gonna happen with that, because that deficit is gonna have to go down. Looks like the 29 has gotten by to 7 as Sean Signori is down on pit road right now. So that's gonna move Sanchez back up into second place. I don't know what kind of pace situation he's gonna have. He's only about 1/10 of a second off of Jay Haney's pace. And that fall off still not very great yet. So I'm not sure. What are you thinking about that? Because once again, Sanchez is battling Collins.
I just can't believe that this the tire drop off is the way it is. But we come and see Sonor back in the pit lane just for a regular service by the look of it, 4 tires and a churn of fuel. And he's back out.
Yep, 14.1 seconds. That is indicative of a full tank of gas and 4 Goodyears. But, I mean, that stint was only 45, so that's even less than the first stage. I mean, you get me?
Yeah. I'm just running some numbers here. So on my numbers, he still can't make the end.
Make 2 stops.
Yeah, he's still got make another stop, at least one more stop.
He'd have to make.
He can get by with one more stop, but I mean to say it's 2 longer stops, 2 longer stints now.
It's a 229 lap race. I don't know how your math works, but he can only go 80, and 80 and 90 is not 222.
No, yeah, 100% right. It is 2 stops.
Yes, I'm not sure what his strategy was. And nobody else is coming down either, which is making me believe that his stop was not scheduled.
Yeah, and the worst thing is now he's lapped down.
Yeah. And he kind of did hit the back of that 29 car pretty solid. I don't think he had any damage from that, but yeah, that was not good.
I didn't see any damage. He really wasn't stopped long enough to get any damage repaired.
Yeah, Roger, that's correct. He was not. Man, she's a doozy out here tonight. The 46 now down pit road. That's going to be Jay Collins. He is going to be making what appears to be a scheduled green flag pit stop. And this pit stop coming with 50 laps on his equipment. Also, Randy Drumhuller's coming in. So I would say, safe to say, green flag pit stop's underway.
Yeah, but definitely looks like it. Looks like these guys have decided to split this last stage in two, even in three. Some of them.
Clapper Newell also coming down pit road. But I don't know. I don't know if everybody's going to do the same thing. It just seems like it's all over the place right now.
Yeah, well, the 19 definitely comfortable out there, and he's his best time so far has been a 29.06, and his last lap was a 30.1. So, I mean, to say his lap time has dropped off a little bit from his best time, but his last couple of laps he's been around that 29.9, 31, 30.1, I should say. So there hasn't been a big drop off like you said, Al. It's just been a slight drop off. So I don't know what these other guys have been thinking, whether they're trying to do the undercut and keep fresh rubber under. But to me, if you haven't got that big drop off, stay out there until those tyres go to a badgie.
Well, I tell you, I'm looking at Greg Wachinski right now, and Greg has 73 laps this time on his equipment. His last lap was a 30.060. So that's still faster than Jay Haney's last lap, and Jay only has 56 laps on his equipment. So,
but again, different drivers like the cars set up different. I like a loose car. I know some guys like a tight car. So I guess it's whatever you feel comfortable with.
yeah, this is it's allowing for a lot of different strategies to actually unfold here. So instead of kind of being dictated by cautions, drivers are actually able to kind of go out there and determine if they want to do this, stay under one stop conditions or try to make it under two. We had quite a few drivers that are actually going to try to make this on two stops, and it looks like we're going to only have 5 drivers who are going to try to make it on one stop.
Well, you got to say that magic fuel number is 154, so it looks like Jay is definitely going to try that one stop. But the thing is, his tyres. The tyres are going to be the big thing, the big question. But in saying that too, Al, is as we've seen, we haven't had the big drop off in performance and tyres like we thought we were going to have.
Yep. If they could just make it 15 more laps, man, I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely looking that way. I don't mean to say the track temp hasn't dropped off. It's still fairly warm out there on track.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 15 to 17 laps is what they're going to be trying to do. And anything short of that right now is just going to be counterproductive. So I'm thinking that's where those green flag pit stops are going to be nestled. Yeah, Greg Wachinski back out onto the racetrack. I'll tell you what, let's take a step away here, try to get some words from our sponsors so that way we can kind of be back and lined up for the Fab Fives green flag pit stop.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back with continued coverage of the night's race here. Gonna see if we can't get this one in the books. Waiting on green flag pit stops. They should be occurring momentarily. Okay, sorry about that. We are back. Had to take care of one of those real life emergencies there. But we kept you connected, even though I was not. Kenny Powell now, he is feeling pretty good, as he is now caught up to the 29 of Mark Sanchez. Don Signore is going to be right there basking in the sun as well. Signore only a lap down now. Seems to have gotten his car righted. And he is going to be kind of right up in the mix here. This is the closest battle on the track right now. The 19 of Jay Haney is kind of out in his own world. Be watching it, waiting intently for him to actually come down to pit. But we're watching these guys, and our thought is they're going to try to stay out. Oh, until right now. Jay Haney, your leader, pit road. Going to see if that entices anyone else to come down and join them. So far, that is not the case. The next person that we will be expecting to see is going to be Mark Sanchez and Kenny Powell, along with the 88 of David Gervais. These guys now, once they stop, they will actually have enough gas to make it to the end. Still not quite pulling this thing all the way half through. So it's going to be sporty towards the end. But that definitely seems to be the call.
Well, as we said, we haven't seen the tyre drop off like we thought we would. 73 laps remaining now. So Jay is now fueled and tired to the end. So let's see what type of drop off these tyres have towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. Because like we're watching this, and so far, Sanchez, Powell, David Gervais, these guys they're still out there. They're still holding on. And that does mean they're going towards the end of that next long run. They're probably going to be in a little bit better shape.
Caution, caution, caution.
That is what no one wanted to see. I have no clue. I do not see anything on the racetrack. That was an admin caution. Yeah, Kenny Powell hit the wrong button there as the admin, and that caused the caution, which is probably he's not gonna have a whole lot of happy guys, because that's gonna work out to his benefit.
Well, it's going to really screw over Jay there, because he's just come out and he's a lap down, and he's not the lucky dog.
I don't know how he's gonna. I don't know how he's gonna unscrew this one. Yeah, but he will get the wave around. It's just that this kind of arbitrarily screws up a lot of people's.
Yeah, got Jay Collins with a wave around.
Yeah, we're going to take a step away, and we'll be right back here. Give us a chance to kind of sort all of this out, and that way when we come back, we can tell you exactly what's going to happen. We'll be right back. Yeah, and we are back right here, right now. Big whoops going on here on the racetrack. Still trying to figure this one out. Still getting it settled. Some guys are getting the wave around. Some guys are not.
Well, the biggest problem now at Big Al is we got Jay Collins come down pit lane, and for some reason he's ended up with a black flag. So he's asking for it to be cleared. I can't see why it's giving him a black flag. He's done nothing wrong.
Green flag's back out right now. We're running this thing to the end of this thing, hopefully. Kenny Powell's put himself in a pretty solid position. Along with Mark Sanchez. Sanchez now out front. Jay Haney, though, I don't know how this works for Jay.
Well, Jay's still got that flag hanging over his head. Jay Collins in the 46 car.
Well, I'm saying Jay Haney ultimately is the biggest loser on this. Jay Collins being one of them. The 46 car is going the wrong way on the track. What is he doing?
He's had to reverse. He's missed pit entry and had to reverse up. He's had to come in and serve that black flag penalty.
Wow, that is totally going to destroy his race.
That's him done. That's Um,
Wow.
I'm sorry, but
Watch
on
the
this,
pit entrance.
yeah. Well, this is going to be controversial, but I'm
Yeah,
sorry to
yeah.
say I'd be parking it now.
Yeah, the whole
That's his
race is
race done.
controversial. Yeah. Okay. Now the 19 is going to get around to 24.
Watching, just watching pit lane. Jay Collins, he's still in pit lane.
Yeah, I think he entered the wrong end of the pits, and now he took a tow, so he has to wait for the tow to catch up before he can actually. Oh, there he is. He's free.
He's on his way now. But that's now putting him 2 laps down, Big Al. That's his race done.
Let's say 3 laps down. Yep. Sean Signor now trying to do what he can to get around the 29 of Mark Sanchez. This will be for the lead. Jay Haney now. I mean, Jay's had a pretty dominant performance, so hopefully he'll be able to get around these guys without getting wrecked, and maybe he'll be able to run harder. Kenny Powell goes sideways right there, ties up with the 88 of David Gervais. They're sideways, still no caution. That's going to wipe those 2 out. Green flag racing continues, and I'm telling you, they're not going to like what comes out of that, especially for the amount of racing that we got left to do here.
Oh, Mark Sanchez around.
Mark Sanchez also around. What, Mark's around? Where's Mark around?
He come out of turn 3 and he got very sideways and he got down in the third, but he's been able to keep it going.
Sanchez also around there. So
That's
just like
pretty-
that, everything changes again. Just when you thought you were done with your what the hells, you had a whole new batch. Sean, now your race leader. He has got Jay Haney. Haney now going to be trying to get around the 7. Four laps more on his equipment than Signor. And obviously, Sean is not going to make it easy on him to get around.
And we can see that Mustang right now, right on the up under the rear bumper of that number 7 Toyota of Sean.
Yeah, Jay Haney definitely he's gonna have to pack his patience here, because I think that's exactly what it's going to take. 59 laps to go in this thing. We've had 3 cautions, 2 that were stage breaks, and then 1 that was an admin error. That would be the headline, I would say, here tonight. Yellow flag interrupts green flag cycle. Inadvertent yellow, quite unhappy fellows.
A bit like intelligence.
That's what we're going to go with. Lock it in, Alex. That's my final answer. Sanchez now still having a hard time there. Like you said, that last spin that he had, I think that is pretty much going to seal his fate as well, as he now got the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. Bacon is a lap down. Actually, sorry, Bacon's being scored 11 laps down. It's my fault.
there any payback for that stage one end?
Yeah, just going to be watching intently here, watching to see, watching the 19 just orchestrate his comeback here. I remember he had a very significant lead. So what are your thoughts here tonight, Mark?
Yeah, it's been some great racing, but as I said, that as you pointed out, that inverted yellow flag has actually destroyed this last stage. But we've still got some great racing on track at the moment. We've got the 3 lead cars out front, but I would definitely say the race is now between the number 7 Toyota and the 19 Mustang. Definitely fighting hard. But as I say that, Mark is closing in on the rear of these two again.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those classic situations where the 19 just has to get around the 7. Like I said, we're watching to see just how patient he was going to be with Sean. Now, we know that the 19 has showed tremendous pace here, but just getting too tight on the inside to make that pass. And that's got to be frustrating. That's got to be very frustrating as Mark Sanchez gets into the wall. And that also cost Jay Haney, who got loose down on the inside, who was still kind of loose because he was suffering from an over-tight condition. He's just having a hard time making those passes on the line that he needs to do in order to get around that 7 car. And that just compounds the frustration of the 19 here tonight.
Yeah, look, we said this place was hard to pass. Really, you've got to be brave and show the inside, but go to the outside, I believe, in this place.
Yes,
51 laps remaining, and that Toyota now has got a nice little gap of nearly half a second over the Chevrolet of Mark.
Yep, green flag racing continues. Kenny Powell's going to find himself off the pace. Mark Sanchez slowly trying to pull the 7 in.
He seems to close up through 3 and 4 and just loses it again through 1 and 2. So that Chevrolet is definitely working better in 3 and 4. We can see here now he closes right back up again. And as I say that, it makes a liar of me. He stays the same gap back.
Yeah, lots going on here. Still quite a lot to unpack. I'm still trying to figure out what's happening. I'm slow. I'm from North Carolina. So that means you're going to have to say it real slow. You're going to have to say it twice.
We can see there on camera that Toyota is dragging that front splitter on the right front. So let's hope nothing happens there and it just keeps going the way it goes.
Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Mark Sanchez still trying to keep the 7 in his sight. Bacon Zelenka, he's being shown on your screen, but he has scored some 11 laps down. Jay Collins now 3 laps down. He is going to be in 7th place. Bacon now going to push the issue just a little bit as he too is getting a little bit impatient, having 2 lead lap cars there in front of him. I'm wondering how long they're going to be able to keep him at bay.
He definitely running that high line and closes up on the back of Sarzette. So it's going to be interesting. But as we can see in the background, Jay is slowly closing back in. And don't know. There's still 44 laps to go. I just don't know whether he's going to be able to close that gap down.
Yeah, especially having older tires than these guys. You know, once you get the heat in those tires, it's hard to get the heat out of those tires, and I think that's probably what took place there with Jay. And now he's just trying to balance his emotions as well as those 4 good years to just have an okay night, right?
Yeah, 100%. Look, when you make a mistake like that, you get upset with yourself and you start to beat yourself up and you start to think, and something's happened here. He's
the 19 of Jay Haney is around again, down and around Jay. He's sitting there and he is just going to take the toe. Looks like he was glitching there a little bit. Comes up, goes around the corner, makes contact with the wall. That looks like it was an equipment issue.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey man, would you like to talk to Jay Haney? I can pull him up.
Well, it'd be nice to find out just what actually happened there to him.
Yep, Jay Haney's up in the booth.
Hey there, Jay. Got a copy, Mark, up here in the booth.
Hey, what's going on, Mark?
Oh, not a lot, mate. We just seen you have a nice little spin there. Just wondering what happened. An equipment fail or what was it?
Yep, black screen on the simulator here, and had to pull off and try to keep safe.
Man, that's unfortunate for you. You've been having a great race here tonight at Darlington. A lot of laps led, and unfortunately, inadvertent caution come out just after you took your last pit stop. It looked like you had this race in the bag for tonight.
Say that again.
It looked like you had the race won and done after your last pit stop, but unfortunately a caution come out.
Yeah, that caution kind of screwed me, but it is what it is. Keep on going, and I have a fast enough car to win, but unfortunately with the PC issues and everything lumped together, it's just not going to happen for me tonight. So I'm just going to take my licks, keep rolling here, and try to finish out wherever I can.
Yeah, well, mate, you definitely showed the speed tonight here at Darlington. Hopefully we can see you back out and pick up next week where you left off tonight.
Yeah, hopefully Team Connie Sim Performance provides another great setup and provides me the opportunity to go fast and maybe win one of these things.
Yeah, just before we let you go, mate, we got told earlier on the night you're only going to get about 45 to 50 laps on a set of tyres, but it definitely looks like the deg wasn't as bad as what we thought here tonight.
No, it doesn't feel like it. I can get, I went 71 laps or something, close to 70 laps on that last run, and the car was feeling pretty good. I was staying in the 30.2s, I think. So 40-50 is underselling them for sure.
Yeah, definitely undersold them. All right, mate. Well, hard luck for tonight, and we'll see you back out on track next week. And hopefully, as I said, pick up where you left off tonight.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right, mate. Thanks for your chat.
Yep. Take care.
Bye. Well, they are. Big old PC issues cost him the race.
Yeah, that was Jay Haney right there. He was your dominant performer here for the majority of the evening, but just bad luck is going to take him not only off the podium, but pretty much off the map for us. I mean, yeah, you had to talk to him then because I don't think you're going to get to talk to him otherwise.
Yeah, well,
you want to talk to Jay Collins?
We see Jay Horney back out there at the moment, but he's still showing on the lead lap, but I can't see that happening, staying that way.
Who else you want to talk to, boss?
We might see if we can get Jay Collins up and just have a quick chat with him after he's a good run and unfortunate black flag.
Here he is, Jay Collins in the booth.
Hey, Jay, you got a copy? Mark up in the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Unfortunately, to receive a black flag. What can you tell us what that was for?
Well, yeah, I can tell you what it's for, but I'm kind of ticked off right now, and
yeah, unfortunately, before you say anything, I'll interrupt, mate. You've shown that Mustang of yours has shown some great speed tonight. Just unfortunate that black flag, as we said, come out and seen you had to come down pit lane and serve a drive-through.
yep, it's true. Not everybody was around me, and if I'd waited any longer, they were fixing to go green. I would have went the lap down, and what it boils down to is I shouldn't have hit it, and I should have just went with no tires, no fuel, no nothing. Nobody could get around me quick enough for me to pit.
Unfortunate that happens, but you definitely have showed the Mustangs the car to beat here at Darlington tonight. Back out next week, and let's hope you can get another great setup and pick up where you left off tonight.
Yeah, we'll go get them next week. Too bad this track's my favorite, and wanted to show what the Mustang could do. So, but we'll get them next week.
All right, mate. Thanks for your time and taking time to speak to us here in the booth. And let's hope you pick up and have a good run next week.
10-4. Nice hearing from you.
Thanks very much, mate.
That was Mr. Jay Collins. Who else you want to talk to? Let's get Greg Wachinski up here.
I'll let you have a talk to Greg. I'll just duck away for a quick tick.
I don't want to talk to Greg. I wanted you to talk to Greg. All right, we'll just keep her going here, round and round and round. Round she goes. Still watching the board. Sean Signori, he is your leader. Mark Sanchez, he's second. David Gervais has clawed himself up to third place, and that has got to make him feel pretty good about himself. Kenny Powell can be snug as a bug in fourth, with Jay Haney going to be in the fifth, and that's where the good news ends. Because Randy Drumhiller now going to be scored 2 laps down. Next to Jake Collins, we just talked to here on the radio momentarily ago, is 3 laps down. 11 laps down is Bacon Zelenka, with Greg Wachinski 21 laps down. Jeremy Clapper Newell 76 laps down. Paul Osen off the track as well, 111, and then Derek Jacobs 140. So we won't talk about that anymore. That's your full field round out. We have just 26 laps to go, getting this thing lined up for what is appearing to be a green flag shootout. Now, for those of you who have not been paying attention, I have. I've been watching this thing. And right now we got 26 to go. They got 45 on their equipment. Now, that's not meaning that they can't not make it on tires. They're going to be just fine. They're going to be just fine on fuel. First would be, how are they going to be handling? That's what we'll be watching to see, just how they handle coming into the end of this thing. Man, it's definitely been an eventful evening here tonight. For those of you that are just joining us, I'll try to give you a recap. First two stages uneventful, with the exception of maybe delayed cautions. And I think that caused a little bit of, strife in its own, just because there was an incidental contact that would have been made between Jay Haney and Sean Signore. Stage two, better with the no contact. Kind of got it going there towards the end, but then the start, that's where that story kind of goes sideways. Mark Sanchez really bopped the start. He kind of stopped the start, I think, is what we'll say. And that rippled through the field. Made it through a couple different iterations of green flag pit stops. And then we had an arbitrary yellow. And now we've had multiple drivers lose contact and self-spins. And here we are sitting with 23 laps to go, excited to talk this thing through. What did I miss? Margaret? Janet? It is just me again. See, I always think.
No, I'm back.
I always think that I'm talking to myself, and then it's like, yeah, but well, anyway, I do talk to myself. When my neighbors see me, and they're like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "Dad, did Margaret leave?" Anyway, guess she had to be there. I just gave a recap of what's going on here, Bubba, as we get now coming down to 20 laps to go on this thing. Probably about as tight as we're going to see it. I mean, what do you think the odds are for maybe a late green, a late caution?
Well, we've seen guys lose the rear ends today and not bring out cautions, but it's probable, but highly unlikely, I'd say. Just depends if everyone decides to play nice towards the end. We've really underestimated these tyres, as we heard Jay say here. We got 71 laps out of that set of tyres on that last run before he come down pit lane. So just going to be concentration now. These guys coming to an end of a long green flag run, and it's concentration. Just got to keep looking forward.
Oh, we didn't get the tire strategy wrong. The guys that pitted got the strategy wrong. Wouldn't you say that would be the case?
Yeah, definitely.
Because all we can do is we can call the calamity. When we see guys pitting, we can say, hey, these guys are pitting, and that's what we would assume to be their strategy is going to be, they pitted at 48 laps. You got to call.
We got
response, ignore.
And
there's the
he's our caution.
Who did?
So my calculations.
Can we see that again? I mean, just because people at home need to see that, and let's watch this one without commentary. Okay. Nice spin recovery there by Jay. What are your thoughts on that one?
I'm going to put that down to a racing incident. Jay got up into the wall and just come down, and the 7 car just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. But this is going to be interesting. Are we going to see anyone come down and take a set of tyres? My calculations, they've got 1 set of tyres left.
Not everybody. Not everybody's going to have that set left, so that's going to mean that decision is already going to be made for some.
But it doesn't look like anyone's coming down pit lane.
Just 2 takers.
Yep.
One of those is going to be the 5 of Greg Wachinski. The other one's going to be the 19 of Jay Haney. Each of those guys having their own stories to tell here tonight for various different reasons. Kenny Powell also appears to be, Kenny got a wave around. That's going to put Kenny back on the lead lap. Wait, Kenny was on the lead lap. He must have just came out of the pits ahead of the pace car is what it was. All right, we're gonna figure it out. Right now we're stacked up again, getting ready to get this thing going. 45 car is going to be at the back of the field. Still got the 19, the 24, and the 5. Going to be stragglers here. Pace car's down and away. Sean Signor's taking us through that Geico restart zone. Mark Sanchez laying back just a little bit. Green flag out. Signor on. Man, big problems for Jay Collins there as he kind of gets caught up. Kenny Powell's going to dive right by those guys. Jay Collins and Jay Haney, pair of Jays, kind of doing what Jays do, I guess. But the bigger story is look at Sean go. Shinori off, and he is running away with it. Going to be a big move here. We'll be watching the 44 of Randy Drumhiller as he has to try to get around to 88. That's going to be David Gervais. Up front, Sean Signor is running with it. Kenny Powell now comes up. He's going to be down on the inside, or attempting to be. A little contact there between himself and Bacon Zelenka. Jay Haney's going to be on the inside of Powell, also coming down now. Contact between the two. Kenny makes it straight there. Haney kind of comes back. He's still on that inside quarter. Still going to be there to the inside. Kenny Powell washes up there. Haney going to come back down to the inside now, trying to make his move around the 45. Bacon Zelenka. Straight off he goes. Powell still makes incidental contact with the wall. That's going to slow him down watching these two guys make it around the racetrack. Wow, I'm really dragging feet here.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Powell. He's just been held up in the back there behind the Bacon. He's got to get past Bacon if he wants to make a run. He's got fresh tyres on. As you said, he just come out of pit lane. So he's got to get around Bacon. If he can get around Bacon, he quite possibly could make a run to make the podium.
Yeah, but he's got to try to quit hitting that wall, and Bacon does not have to yield. That is one thing he is not required to do. And it appears that he is not going to yield. Powell definitely having his hands full. Jay Haney now is going to be coming up. Haney still scored a lap down, not on the same lap with Powell. Powell turns Bacon, kind of moves him out of the way.
Oh, that's Robin. Robin's racing.
I didn't say turn him. I didn't mean to turn him. He just he nudged him, out of the way right now.
Hip and shoulder.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez and David Gervais battling for what will be second and third place. Sean Signor off on his own plan. Not affected by what's going on at all, but Jay Haney still going to be battling side by side with the 24 Powell, watching those two intently as the 88 of David Gervais tries to keep his G&G teammate, Mark Sanchez, at bay. Nope, sorry, that's not Mark Sanchez. That's the 44 Randy Drumhiller. We got 10 laps to go. Drumhiller also scored 2 laps down. So the way it goes right now, Sean Signor will be your leader. And your winner, Mark Sanchez, has got second place summed up. And then you got the 88 of David Gervais is going to be coming solidly in third. And here we go, beating this thing around the track just one more time. Jay Haney coming up behind the 24 of Powell as he is trying to do everything he can to get around that car. It would be the 44 Drumhiller. This race is for position.
Kenny's in the
Oh,
wall.
Haney hard there, pushing Powell, not giving him any room whatsoever there. Going to make sure that it gets up here. So now David Gervais is going to have to do his best to keep the 24 at bay. Kenny Powell coming down hard now. He's got Jay Haney on his inside. Haney not going to give Powell any room whatsoever, and Powell is definitely trying to do what he can to get to the back of the 88 as we got just 8 laps to go in this thing. Haney now washes up. That's going to let Drumhiller come by him. Powell down on a lone pursuit trying to get up to the 88 of David Gervais. Once he catches Gervais, if he can, Powell put himself back up on the podium. Here he comes down to the inside, showing the bumper to the 88 of David Gervais. Now he's going to crowd him to the inside. Powell down, watching it. He's quarter bumper up right there. Nope, not going to get it done. Gervais lives to fight another day. Going to keep Powell down to the inside. Powell coming now. Going to remount the charge. Trying to get lined up right here. Coming down the back stretch. Watch that 24 car. He's going to dive down low inside. Hold it.
Oh,
And he
touch.
goes right by the 88. Makes slight contact. Powell moves another person out of the way tonight. The 88 washes up, and that's going to tell that tale of friendship as Powell now finds himself up on the podium. And now he sets his sights at the 29 of Mark Sanchez. Powell was actually up front leading this thing before he had an inadvertent spin, kind of like a drift gone bad, we'll call it. But now he's got it back, and he's got it pointed the right direction. The 88 of David Gervais is trying to do what he can. 5 laps to go. Jay Haney still racing by the 88. That is not for position. The story right now is going to be what's happening up front. Can the 29 hold the 24 at bay? We got the cameras on it. You're seeing it. I'm calling it right now. Kenny Powell lining up the 29 as G&G teammate. These guys been racing for a long time. So you know for a fact that they know each other's weakness. And here comes Powell to the inside. The 29 is not going to contest it. Powell now got himself a solid share of second, and he has his sight set on the leader, Sean Signore. He's going to field that 24 coming, though. Will Kenny have enough time to get it done? That's going to be the question. Right now, just 0.6 of a second separates number 1 and number 2, and Kenny is compressing that right now as we're seeing it all the way down to 4/10, 3/10 coming into the corner here. What are you thinking, Jay? What are you thinking? Mark, come on, talk to me.
Oh, mate, this is a great race. This is going to be get down to the last 2 laps as we now have 3 to go. And 2 Toyotas out front.
2 Toyotas out front, indeed. Kenny Powell now going to put the bumper to the back of the 7 and Son Signori. He's looking to the inside. Signori trying to make that 7 as wide as he possibly can, but here comes Powell. Can Powell get it done? Powell look to the inside, washes up high on the wall, going to lose his momentum, but he's going to come back once again. He's not going to let it go. 2 laps going to be at the line. Powell refuses to be denied. Here he comes. He can smell that 7. He can smell the wind. He can smell it all. Powell right now coming down to the inside, giving her all he can. He's got that G 24 bent down. He's going to try to make it. Not enough just yet. Regroups, comes back, wait for the crossover. Here it comes as they come in. Coming into 3 and 4. Coming across the line right here. Powell can feel it. He's running out of time. White flags going to be out right now. White flags in the air. 1 to go. 3 turns to get it done. Kenny did coming down to the inside. Everybody's on their feet. Powell lets it right up low. Still can't get it done. Got to regroup, hoping because he's got 1 more set of turns. If he can try, he's going to have to drive it down in hard. Can he get it done? Here he comes down to the inside. He's going up against the wall. Powell up against the wall. He's going to take the drive down to the inside. Sorry about that.
Absolutely fantastic drive from Powell. And the pit fifth cigar at the line.
Wow.
What a race.
Kenny's got to be feeling pretty good about that. We're going to watch him go burn it down. I'm going to run it down right now. Kenny Powell, you won. Sean Signor coming across second. Mark Sanchez third. David Gervais coming across in fourth. Jay Haney fifth. Sixth place, Randy Drumhiller. Jay Collins in seventh. Bacon Zelenka in eighth. Ninth place, Greg Wachinski. 10th, Jeremy Clapper and well. Paul Olsen and Derek Jacobs rounds out the 12-car field. We're watching Kenny, watching him celebrate. Get those decals out of the way. Let's see what he does. Got to grade this one, man. We got to see what he does. He's gonna go round and round. Come on, Kenny. It's been a minute since Powell's been here. This one's gonna be controversial. Can't wait to unpack this. But we're gonna take a step away right now and get a word from our sponsors. What are you gonna grade that one at there? What do you think?
For the race, it's got to be the burnouts. Nah, that's only a 4.
Ooh, well, okay, all right. Kenny not getting it done. I'm just saying it did not inspire me. So yeah, awesome on the race. Man, we'll see you on the burnout. I'm gonna step away, get our final words from our sponsors. We'll be right back with our post-race show. We're back. Probably going to be back with the craziest post-race show ever. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell. Come on, y'all, give us hell. I am joined in the booth by Mark Sanchez. Mark, Big Al up in the booth. Do you have me?
I got you, Big Al.
Man, first I'm going to say kudos to you, sir, for all that you did tonight. You had about everything thrown at you from the trailer to include the hitch in the trailer itself. I mean, they hit you across the back of the head with the axles. The kitchen sink was nothing. It was like a lozenge. Man, but talk to me. Tell me, where did it go wrong, Mark?
From the start, this was all my fault. This should have been, I felt that I had this was my best chance to win one tonight. And I caused all my pain, basically.
You caused our pain. See, I chose you to win because I picked winners. Okay, so you didn't win, and that's just, I feel you. I feel your pain because I'm feeling it too. Man, you got this thing sorted out. First stage was kind of a bit of a bummer. You kind of had it sorted out at the start. You were the first man there at the beginning of the second stage. What happened with the start of the second stage?
We were talking pit strategy, and I had it in fourth gear at the start. So, yeah, I screwed up there. I got loose a couple times coming off corners. Any way I could get rid of this race, I did.
Yeah.
But congrats to Sean and Kenny there for getting first and second.
Yeah, congratulations to you for being persevering. I mean, you had everything thrown at you. You just couldn't quite get it done, but you did bring it home on the podium. Nothing to be ashamed of, buddy. I mean, if you threw away an opportunity and you still came home in third, I don't think you wasted the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to run this one again, though.
Yeah, well, you can next year, but it's done. Man, I tell you what, where are we going next week? I always ask
Atlanta.
Atlanta, going back to Echo Park Speedway. Man, where are we looking? Two tracks, kind of one state away, but not too. Yeah, very different on the surface. So what are you anticipating next week?
Getting wrecked out.
Okay.
Sorry,
Well,
I don't mean be a bummer, but yeah, I'm just, yeah. You get it. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, man, don't beat yourself up too much, man. You did great. You brought it home in P3. Congratulations from me to you. Who you shouting out here tonight for your third place finish overall?
You guys in the booth for calling the race. My wife for letting me practice like hell this week. All I did was racing every night. So, yeah, thanks.
All right, man, don't beat yourself up. Go party. Just don't party too hard. We'll see you back here next week. That was Mark Sanchez, your third place finisher. Now I'm going to throw it on over to my main man up here. I'm going to let Mark tackle Sean. So Mark standing by with second place. Sean Signor. Mark, get it done.
John, well, first, welcome to the booth, and congratulations on a hard-fought second place. Just peeped there at the post.
Yeah, it was a pretty close race. I kind of felt like Kenny had me there on that last lap, and actually had a little bit of a gap going into turns 3, but he made it all up in 3 and 4, and it was well deserved on his part.
Yeah, definitely. Great race throughout the night. Led plenty of laps. I kind of sort of didn't pick you, but I did pick you. And I said this place was a Toyota track. Just looking at the pre-race practice, the Toyota just seemed to be the car that seemed to settle the best on here at Darlington.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad car. Car was pretty good tonight, and just didn't need a yellow there at the end for Kenny to get his tires, and of course one came out, came across the yellow on track. So yeah, some bad luck there, and some, I guess not being the butt end of other bullshit, but it's part of how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kenny just got that set of tires. We were talking about what would happen, what people would do if a caution come out, and next thing I know, we had a caution, and Kenny just got in the pit lane to get tires. Did you have it? Well, first off, did you have a set of tires, and did you think about coming down to throw them on?
No, I didn't have a set, so when I took that set with about 70 to go, that was it for me the rest of the way, and kind of felt like I just needed to go green, and did a great job saving my stuff there, my tires for that last run. And 19 was pissed about something else and decided to ruin my race for it. So, and part of it sometimes, sometimes you can't have the smartest people to race with.
Definitely. Well, mate, a shout out before we let you go. Shout out to sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out Kenny for putting on the league, and shout out to Vincent for keeping us all together and having giving me some cool looking cars to drive.
All right, mate. Well, again, congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta.
See ya.
Oh, Big Al, that was Shane. Now the race winner, the pilot of the 24, Kenny.
That was Sean Signor, your second place finisher, but now the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the hour, the guy that we all came to see, Kenny Powell. Kenny, you did not start this thing off in the best positions. Put yourself back there a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to qualify too well, and this is definitely for me anyway, a long run kind of track. I'm not very good in the short run, and just want to take it easy, make sure I don't get into trouble early. So yeah, I was in the back in the beginning of it, but the car felt great. And I felt like I did, at the end of those stages, I was one of the fastest cars on the track. So I felt good about my long run. And man, what a crazy race it was. I expected
let's talk
it
about
would be on
that.
the long run, but it ended up being on the short run, and I'm not good on the short run.
Yeah, congratulations to you for bringing it home. But let's talk about the craziness of the race here, because we were together through 3 stages and 3 cautions as well. So the first stage, cautions delayed a little bit, right?
Yeah, it was delayed. I don't know if it was delayed a full lap, but it could have been delayed a lap.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to take fault for that.
And that caused a scuffle up front. That actually caused the first iteration of contact between the 7 and the 19. Apparently that wasn't clear, and the 7 lifted and the 19 says you race to the flag. But that's how that started. Then we went through stage 2, and you were still kind of back in the back there, just kind of taking it easy.
Yeah, I think I was around 4th or 5th, I guess, at the end of that stage.
And then you make your way up here, green flag pit stops. You're actually up front there during the green flag pit stops once that takes place. And then we have the inadvertent caution.
Yeah, it's I'm super excited and happy I won the race, but this is not the way the way that this race went doesn't make me happy that I won the race. Because
this is coming.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And
So best we tackle it here.
so I swallow it. It was, I was coming to pit, and instead of hitting my pitting in button that I have on my steering wheel, I incidentally hit the caution lap, and I didn't. I so didn't know that I did that, because I was going on to pit road, and I was like, "Oh wow, caution came out." I didn't even know I did it until like half a lap later, and then I figured out that it was my dumbass fault.
Yeah, not gonna get a lot of Christmas cards from that one there, Kenny.
No, I know I'm not.
Changed up a lot of strategy. Now, then you were back up front again, and you were definitely you had a fast car. Probably not the circumstances that you wanted to actually be up front in, but you kind of lost it. And actually affected the 88 as well.
The after I got, it may have been that caution. It had to have been that caution. I put tires on, and my car did not handle the same at all. I was crazy loose, and I got loose in a corner, and Dave was behind me. He had nowhere to go. He tapped me. We both kind of went a little sideways and lost a lot of ground.
But the caution though came out, and that kind of saved you guys.
Actually, the caution didn't come out for that one.
Okay,
for a long time. Yeah, well, I ran back in the back for a long time. I don't remember what brought out the caution that put me back in contention, but that was the one that came out late with only 20 laps to go or something like that, where I had tires. And I think most of the field, besides Sean was on a off tire strategy, but most of the field had tires to put on. They just missed pit road, which was unfortunate for them and fortunate for me.
Well, that was one of the talking points for the race. Watch that pit road entry. Well, congratulations to you, boss. You got it done. You overcame all of the adversity, some of which you inflicted on yourself, and you put it in the winner's circle. Who you shouting out tonight for your first place overall Fall In 250 Darlington win?
How about that? I'll give a shout out to Sean first. That was fun racing right there at the end. Clean. We didn't wreck each other there, so I appreciate that a lot. And of course, you, Big Al, you hold this whole thing together. Kobe down in the booth, and thanks to Mark for joining us today, and everybody that races with us, and of course my team G&G. Makes the world go round. Appreciate it.
All right, next week we're going to be at Echo Park. What's your prediction?
Actually, it's not. We should be at Gateway, Worldwide Technology.
Oh, okay. Gateway. All right. That's a lot different than Echo Park.
Yeah.
You got any predictions for us?
I'll put myself on the podium for that one. I do well there. It's another one of those. You gotta save your tires and get ready for the long run.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Kenny Powell predicting he's going to be on the podium next week. This is Big Al. Thank you, Kenny. Don't party too hard, Boston. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right, so let's wrap it up here, Mark. What are your thoughts? Mark?
Sorry, I had the mic muted. I was having a coughing fit. I normally pick a driver of the race, and tonight I've got to pick the boss man Kenny, coming from 7th off the grid and coming through to take the win on that last short run. Impressed with the way the race went, and some fantastic racing right throughout the night.
Well, thank you very much for coming out here supporting us, man. Filling in. You're welcome to come back anytime you want to. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Big Al. I want to give a special thanks to Kenny Powell, your race winner. Give a shout out to my main man, Cobes, there down below, pushing all the buttons, making us look great. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks to all our sponsors. God bless, and we'll see you next week.
I found the ISCA after I'd been in the service for a long time. I'd been in iRacing for well over a decade and spent most of my time in NASCAR series, a lot of fixed racing for the most part, and really just got to a point in my iRacing career where I really wanted to get involved in open setup racing versus fixed, partially because I was just looking for a little higher level of competition, maybe a little cleaner driving, and maybe get away from some of the challenges that go along with fixed racing on the service. And it took me a while as I was really searching out leagues, because I kind of had a very specific thing I was looking for. A, I wanted to be an established league. B, I just really wanted clean, quality drivers to be racing around. And once I found the ISCA, I found out really quick that it was going to check all those boxes, and I've been with the ISCA ever since.